Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are live, and today on Mindset Monday, we're going to talk about day 75 and what to do after you accomplish big goals. And for those of you that might not know what that means, when we say that, we're talking about the 75 hard mental fitness or mental strength conditioning that we do often. And all that is 75 days straight of two workouts a day, at least 45 minutes. They have to be 4 hours apart and one has to be outside no matter the conditions. Drinking a gallon of water a day, taking a progress picture, reading 10 pages in a non fictional book to learn, sticking to a strict diet. Dave, am I missing any?
No alcohol, no cheat meals.
Oh, yeah, no alcohol, no cheat meals, right? And so I've been doing this once a year, every year since it came out, sometimes twice a year, right? And it is an amazing way to get yourself back on track. In fact, I actually feel better mentally when I'm on this than any other time. And I was telling Dave before we started, I just stopped. I was 20 days in. I reset myself yesterday, and I reset because I wasn't going through it with the right intent, right? Just kind of coasting because I've done it so many times.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to kind of flip it and do it with the proper intent. All right. And so that's what I did this morning. Woke up, got my workout in. And I'll tell you, when you're doing this, you're like, well, how do you find time to do all this stuff? You actually just make the time and it just works. You realize how much time you're wasting, right? That's part of the gift of this program is it shows you how to operate on a higher level and stay there. And so how this relates is, on day 75, like when people are done and they accomplish this big goal, there's two types of people. Some people dive right into phase one, which is the next part of 75 hard. That's what I typically like to do. Phase one is only 30 days, but it is a much harder 30 days. I think it's the hardest part of the program.
Mhm.
And then there's people that like to celebrate and go bananas and go out and drink and, you know, get crazy. And you kind of take a step back from all that progress you made, right? And having this is the same thing as what you should be doing when you accomplish big goals. Like when you accomplish a big goal, you should right before you hit it, you should be setting that next goal, right? And it should be a goal that's really going to push you. So many people don't do that, and so you feel lost. Yeah, you had this great, win, this victory, but if nothing else follows up from that, you're killing all your momentum. All that work that you put in is kind of going to the wayside, and so that's something that people really, really need to uh, reflect on and lock in, like as you're approaching that goal, what comes next? What is next? Dave, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, man, 100%. I think the idea is when you are done, and a lot of people drop the ball on that. You said something going to phase one right away, which a lot of people do, or they slob out, or a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take a small break. Now, my 75th day is actually tomorrow. I'm going to start on the first like everybody else. But what I am definitely going to do is I'm going to finish out the week pretty normal. I mean, it's almost pretty much the thing with me is after 5 years of doing two live hards, and then I do 75 hard minimum of twice a year, usually three times. But I've also been battling the injury bug. It seems like it comes and gets me every time, every year. And that's just part of it. Like if you're going to dive into something that's difficult, you're gonna have setbacks, right? Whether that's things that happen outside of your control, whether that's mental, whether that's physical, whether that's something that happens in your day to day, it's inevitable. And for me, I made a commitment to just finish out the week. I could easily finish tomorrow and I could take off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I need to. My body is just it's seriously killing me. I feel I got a partial tear in my pec, my elbow's banged up, my shoulder feels feels really clickety like it needs WD-40, and my feet are literally on fire. Like I'm not making this up, man. So like I used to push through that and not listen to my body. And then it's cost me over the years. I had Achilles tendonitis to where I had to spend 3 months in physical therapy to get that right. So now it's not stopping because I crossed the finish line now I'm done. Like no, like I need to listen to my body, recover, and then I'm going to jump right back into it and carry over some more habits that over these last 5 years, when I do this, I always learn something new with it. I always gain something, right? Like this winter here in the Northeast has been brutally cold. And I find that weird that they say the country overall has been above average in temperatures, because I don't believe that at all. It has been ridiculous here. I think we had 2 weeks in a row where the wind chill was in the negatives, and it's just that will tax you mentally in and of its own. The injuries, right? But taking those experiences, okay, what more utilizing this? I've already stacked these wins over here. What can I learn and add different? You and I always talk about time and winning the day all the time. So one of the things that I incorporated, sometimes if you have a lot of no-shows, look, it happens in sales, right? In anything you do. Well, what are you doing with that downtime, that if nobody no-shows, if you have that half hour? Well, okay, let's be intentional now, instead of just, oh, I got 30 minutes, I could scroll, I could do this. No, like, what are you doing? What's the game plan? So I created contingency plans for when people don't call, and it's helped out a lot. Time with my kids, man, like that's been really important because they're loaded with activities. And then time, I think, with me and everything else, I've learned to delegate more. You know, I think that was a big thing that a lot of people always have a hard time, is just when you get so used to having control of something and then letting it go, right? You know, like bringing somebody in to handle minute tasks. It was a big thing. Well, it's creating more time in order to get the proper things done, in order to dive in, to do revenue making activities, to do activities that are going to push the needle. And that was something that helped me out a lot this year, by divvying up more time to do this, time with my kids, hit other tasks that win, and get the minutia off my plate.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, dude. And I'll tell you what, like as I've gotten older, I change the way I train a little bit. Here's what I've added. All right. Usually when I lift at the office, I'm hitting the sauna minimum 20 minutes after. Okay. That's been super helpful. The other thing is, no more than once a week. I hate stretching. I hate it. Like legitimately, I hate it. I think it's boring. And I always try to multitask, right? However, at our age, right, it is super important. So I will do one of my workouts for 45 minutes in deep active stretching, but it's just, that's all it is. And it is annoying. Like I did that last night. Right. I hate that. I much rather go and sit and in my gym and lift weights. Okay. That is much more fun for me. Right. I feel better after. Now, stretching, I do feel better after, and maybe a lot better the next day. But while I'm doing it, it's miserable. Whereas like lifting weights, even though sometimes in the heat of it, it's brutal, you're getting that like instant gratification when you're done. Right. Like, you do a heavier set than normal. You get that, and so that has been a game changer for me. So it's just adjusting and adapting how you train and knowing your body. It is a pain in the ass, though. I mean, absolutely. So, guys, when it comes to goals, right? You don't have to talk. You don't have to listen about how two old men train. But when it comes to goals, make sure you're always setting your next goal before you hit your current goal. Okay. This way you keep the train going, you keep the momentum going, and you actually knock out everything you need to knock out. But Dave, any final words on that?
Yeah, no, I mean 75 hard is just it's a bunch of critical tasks that you have to get done within the program. And the ideal, in my opinion, thing to do is when you are done with that is start creating your own 5 non-negotiable tasks to get done. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Just win the day. Continue to stack wins. Doesn't have to be in that program specifically. Create your own and what's going to drive you to your next goals, to your next steps.
Yeah. And here's what I would tell you about that program. If you're struggling, you should absolutely do it. If you're thriving, right, and you want to take it to another gear, you should do it. There's really no in between on that, right? When you do it, you're in a better state and you're operating better. And I've said this, I don't know, countless times, but my highest earning periods have always been when I'm on the program. Always.
Yeah.
So
you should perform at a higher level, man.
Yeah, and you feel better. like mentally, physically, like all spiritually, all across the board. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you on Financial Fitness Friday. Take care.
Be great, y'all.